Spotters, welcome back to the show. For some reason, you guys keep coming and coming back. I am your host, Kyle Lira, and today is early in the morning. I am sick, but here we are to talk about the good that is Batman v Superman. And I think that, either you love it, you hate it, or a mixture of both. I know Peter hated the living shit out of this film.
That's not true. That's not true.
With all the bitching and moaning that you did during this entire thing.
No, yes, I have bitched and moaned a lot, but there is also a lot that I like.
Like, oh, look, it's not Batman.
It is. You know what? God damn it! Don't attack me already. I will go off.
All right. In the studio, you have the ever gracious. You have Peter Martinez. How are you today, sir?
Oh, hello.
Gracious? Really?
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Really?
Gracious. Donald Trump's more gracious.
Needless to say, we have the ever fantastic Alexis Moreno here in the ungodly hours of 9 a.m. How are you today, Alexis?
Ungodly.
Tired.
You're tired?
Yeah.
But are you pumped?
I'm tired.
Okay,
She caught the midnight premiere, which was later than any of us.
And you watched a 2.5 hour movie. I'm sorry.
I didn't know what to go eat after, so I didn't go sleep till like 5.
She got 3 hours or so of sleep.
And then we have the ever, as always, present Alexis Soto. How are you today, sir?
He's just present.
It's like every time you get to me, you kind of are scornful of the fact that I'm present. You're filming kind of in my room, first of all. And second of all, I can't wait to...
Well, we're not really filming. We're recording. There's a difference.
I use the words. I can't wait to give my unbiased opinion in a room surrounded by all of the Phase 2 Blu-ray discs for Marvel films, as well as Captain America 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, and my Marvel mug, which I'm currently sipping out of right now.
Yes. Like, you have
I wonder
DC, motives after all. We're going to be talking about, of course, Batman v Superman. We're going to go into a spoiler-free discussion first, and then we're going to kick right off into, all the bitching and moaning that you guys so require.
Only two of us require that.
I think that, first off, we're going to talk about the plot, we're going to talk about the characters, and just general thoughts, and then after that, we're going to kick off into spoiler discussion. And also in spoiler discussion, we're going to discuss was it any good at all? Alexis Moreno, I know that you love the living shit out of this film, but we're going to talk about that later. What went right, what went wrong, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be Peter's forte right there. Also, we're going to talk about highlights of the film. Also, the other question we're going to have is the question of the day. Are we excited for the other DC properties coming out? And what does this mean for Suicide Squad? And then after we're gonna go into a quick what's happening hot stuff. So, without further ado, here comes Red Spotlight Entertainment number 22. Holy rusted metal, Batman!
Mr. Wayne, Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. The Bat Vigilante thinks he's above the law.
Don't believe everything you hear, son.
Boys, Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. Lex, it is a pleasure. Ow, wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person.
Rated PG-13.
The doorbell rings, just let me know, because the package is being delivered.
Okay.
And that's why I'm having this just a little bit over.
Okay. So, guys, let's kick it up a notch. We are here with all your bright and shining faces early in the morning. Isn't this great? Isn't this lovely?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. Okay, first we're going to kick off into the plot, discuss what the plot is. Okay, this movie takes place 2 years after Man of Steel. The movie kicks off with the backstory, so to speak, of Bruce Wayne, and we get into the gist of him in the midst of all the shit that was the plot hole that is Man of Steel, and him witnessing Superman and Zod going at it. And after that, a bunch of his employees die, and he sees, all the destruction and chaos in Metropolis that, ensued. Basically everything that everybody complained about in Man of Steel. After that, he has this scornful, kind of notion against the Man of Steel, and so he kicks off into this, vengeful lust for blood kind of thing for Superman, and it just kicks off from there. And meanwhile, Lex Luthor is being Jim Carrey's the Riddler, and then after that we have Lois Lane for some mundane reason, and then we also have Gal Gadot being badass, so to speak, and then we have Doomsday, which I'm pretty sure that's not a spoiler, because according to the second trailer, it was mostly known. So, guys, what did we think about Batman v Superman?
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I guess I'll go first.
You're going first.
Just because I guess I'm the least objective, or the most objective. I'm not really a DC fanboy.
Yeah.
So I'll just give.
I think that makes you the least objective.
You're the Marvel.
The least or the most objective? I can't.
The least objective.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go.
Go.
Well, there were a lot of strong elements in this movie, and I really loved the first act of this movie. The first few moments were absolutely amazing, and I was just buying it. Ben Affleck was great as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Irons surprised me and just really was just a scene stealer every time he was in the movie.
When Alfred came on, you better be prepared.
Henry Cavill was Superman, which was, from Man of Steel, which is nothing really to complain about. Lois Lane probably was in this movie too much. I wasn't expecting that big of a role for her. It kind of felt a little bit forced. A lot of DC Justice League
and it truly did not awaken.
Exactly. A lot of Justice League things are shoehorned in here. Just a quick little synopsis of what I thought of the plot. It really wasn't what I wanted it to be as far as what the title was giving us for Batman v Superman. We got that for maybe 10 minutes, but it wasn't anything as to what was building up towards this movie what it needed to be. It was more a Justice League setup movie than anything, and that was somewhat disappointing. And then a lot of other elements felt more artificial than natural to me. And so there were several times in the movie where I was making a real concentrated effort to like this movie. I wanted to like this movie, I really did. And there's a lot to enjoy, but the more we talk about this movie, the more problems there are. So my initial reactions, I guess, I think a couple hours after watching this, is kind of a disappointment. It didn't live up to what I thought it would be, which would be good. And that's kind of sad because this movie should have been amazing. And I'm really curious what the consensus will be for audience members in contrast to what the critics are already saying about it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they won't be as harsh as the critics. So that's just my reaction, my thing about it. So.
You want me to go? I can go.
Get it on. Get it on. I know you want to get it on.
You guys keep making out that I'm going to be like super negative, but I'm not, because there were a lot of things that I'll even say loved about this movie. And like I keep saying, like we said when we did your video after dark, initially after we saw it, it felt like they took about 3 or 4 different really good movies, and then they just took out scenes from them and tried to squish it all together to make one movie. And it just felt like a mess.
It didn't feel cohesive.
It did not. It wasn't cohesive. Like, I remember one scene with Superman and his mother where he's talking to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
I remember just feeling like it just popped on, was for them for seconds, and then popped off. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, it was just really random. And I guess, and they're rushed to catch up with Marvel. And they just need to not think about Marvel. Like, who cares? Just put that out of your mind. You should focus on making good movies, whatever you do. And you can tell they're just trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
They're trying to, like, all right, we got to get to Justice League. We got to make $1 million of different franchises and different stuff. And...
But Peter, I want to push back on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think what their plan was admirable, and I think what they wanted to do could have actually worked off had this been the movie they wanted it to be. That audiences were expecting a Batman v Superman, and it had more of a structure and it flowed better. That could have been very successful, and less of a Justice League setup movie, which it felt more like.
I agree with you on that, and that was a little bit of my point. Yeah. How it just felt like that was the part where I meant it felt like they were rushing it.
It could have worked, but it didn't.
Yes. Overall, I was entertained throughout, but I just didn't love it. It was, at the end of the day, the most I can say for it was okay. It was entertaining time.
Alexis?
I'm not gonna say it was a perfect movie because obviously it wasn't. I did think that it dragged a lot. I did think there was scenes that were unnecessary. Yeah. But
don't be afraid to call us on our shit.
No. I mean, I see where you guys are coming from, but
don't be afraid of that.
I love all of the superhero elements in the movie, and for me, that's the biggest thing. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of in that side. I don't know. I just feel like the biggest nerd because
you like the Justice League setup parts.
You're oh my god, that's where I dropped my Pop-Tart.
Tell us about the Pop-Tart.
Slow motion.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hans Zimmer's score.
There was a bunch of parts where I just started jumping all over the place because I was so excited to see it, and we all knew that there was gonna be an even fight. We all knew that it wasn't gonna be the whole thing. We all knew this was gonna happen. So I guess I went in expecting what was shown, and I guess that's why I don't know. I thought it was a good. I don't know. I think it was a good movie. I don't care.
Yeah, no, don't be afraid. Yeah, if you feel a certain way, don't be afraid of that.
See, if you love the movie, that means that this movie was a success on some level.
And you know what? And I'll say this: that I keep in the theater we were in, when the credits came up, people clapped.
Yeah,
people did clap.
That's true. Yeah.
So I feel, even though me and Alexis didn't feel very good about it, there are going to be a lot of people who really loved it.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's not this resounding failure, I don't think.
But either way, this is such a movie event that I don't think any of us regrets watching this.
No.
This is a must-see movie of the year. You have to see
Even if you don't like it, it's just interesting to have the conversation and just see where you fall along the lines.
Right.
I thought the movie was a beautiful, incohesive mess. I thought that a lot of things were clunky. I thought that a lot of it was a burrito filler, so to speak.
Yeah.
Filled with what? There's eggs and bacon. You can put it with beans,
Pop-Tart,
with guacamole. You can put a burrito. A lot of things in a burrito, actually.
Chalupa?
No, a quesalupa.
A quesalupa.
George Takei. Thank you.
Before the movie started, we had a George Takei.
Oh my god.
A George Takei ad of the quesalupa.
The quesalupa.
I've had the quesalupa.
By the way, as a rep for Marvel, I need to blast them for snubbing the Civil War trailer. And really, they wouldn't put that in there, but I'm kidding.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
To me, I think that going back, I think that it was a beautiful timepiece, so to speak, of seeing the time of how DC is getting treated, and I would love to see this movie 10 years from now, 5 years from now, seeing how far everything has come since then. It's kind of like going back and seeing the first Iron Man, and seeing what was Marvel's game plan at the time, because right now the game plan is obviously try to get as many Justice League properties as as they can. I think a lot of elements did work. I think that Batman was, I think that he is the best Batman since Michael Keaton, and that's huge because Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman. Let's get nuts.
Okay, for me, because Kyle is a huge fan of the Batman movies, and he's like shown me all of his favorite Batman movies and his Bruce Wayne's and Batman's. Mm. I really thought that Ben Affleck, and this is what I expected, he delivered as both Bruce Wayne and Batman, which is something that is rare these days.
Yes.
And if anything, this movie actually gets me pumped for a Batman standalone with Ben Affleck directing it.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the day where Ben Affleck and Jared Leto face off.
And I think we need that sooner than later because of the complaint that Peter is about to unload.
No. I was just going to say Batman was the best part of this movie. And I think Ben Affleck killed it, literally. He did a great job. Well, actually, you know what? Alfred is the best part. I love this Alfred.
Alfred was great.
Alfred,
right?
he was the best casting, I think.
Yeah.
But there is...
Because we haven't more of him and less of Lois Lane.
Because we haven't done spoilers yet. I won't say my complaint about Batman, but I will say it's the best part. But there's something very integral to Batman.
The character's history.
Yes.
That kind of turns you off.
Not yet. Don't say it.
But I won't get into it yet. But but going into it, I will say he was the best part of the movie.
What were we gonna say, Alexis?
Oh, aren't they coming together in Suicide Squad?
Batman and
and Joker.
I think it's gonna start off with a flashback scene of Batman.
Mm-hmm. You think flashback? You don't think it's gonna be an actual real time thing?
I think okay, because there was a movie that came out. I don't know if it was recently, but it was a Suicide Squad movie. I think that's what they're basing it off on, and basically, Batman kind of saves all of the like the bad guys against the Joker. So that's what I think is gonna happen.
Well, obviously, I think it's gonna be the Suicide Squad plus Batman.
Yeah, but like Batman doesn't know he's gonna get involved yet until like
that's a
way
very
later.
Open question is: Are we gonna have more Batman in this movie than we're led to believe? Kind of like the same thing with
because we know because there were people filming the
Batmobile
on the side, with their little flip phones and shit. I mean, who uses that? But anyway,
hey, we all used to own those things.
I never did.
Well, look at us now, touch screen.
You called someone.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I kind of feel a similar thing happening with the new Star Wars movie Rogue One, where Darth Vader may play a bigger part than we expect, but then that's not really something we want, I guess.
I think the opposite. I think Batman's gonna be a very small role.
I think
that's what I feel.
I think at the end you're gonna see Vader, and I think that at the end you're gonna see Vader, and then it's gonna lead into the events of
A New Hope.
bring me back to the to my starship. I'll take on the Alderaan ship alone. Kind of thing. I think that's what Civil War is going to be. But in terms of Suicide Squad, I think that the beginning of the movie, it's gonna. I think that will be an amazing way to kick off the film. Started off with a street chase in Gotham, with the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Batman in a high pursuit chase, with the Joker mobile and the Batmobile.
I'm not sure if it's
other.
just me, but Suicide Squad feels like this is Margot Robbie's movie. That's Harley Quinn.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, because everybody's been wanting a Harley Quinn,
And she's perfect. Okay.
Do you feel that way?
No, yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
I agree. I said it. I cannot wait for Suicide Squad.
Right.
I think it looks
That's
amazing.
What did we think of? Okay, we had our thoughts on
Let's go straight into spoilers.
Wait, Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse.
Just okay, 2 words from me. Epic fail.
Jim Carrey's The Riddler.
I thought it was an interesting take on it.
Interesting take. You're being kind. My
Interesting would be, you know what though? I don't blame Jesse Eisenberg. I kind of feel
Zack Snyder.
I don't know who to blame,
Oh,
but
wow.
I don't feel like he didn't come in there like I'm gonna do this. I think they told him to be like
Yeah.
that. I think that was that's the way it was
seemed
written.
Very
Like-
forced.
I think that
I-
was the way it was written.
Like I said in the After Dark, the persona that I got off of him was like, you know those little annoying chihuahuas that are at the end of the chain link fence, and then they keep on barking at you, and then you get near the chain link fence and they run away. That's kind of like the persona that I got from Jesse
Okay,
Eisenberg's
who one
Lex
of you can do
Luthor.
your best Eisenberg Lex Luthor right now?
I can't.
Just impromptu. Nobody?
I don't even know how you would do
Yeah.
that.
It's more like the tweaker.
I don't even know.
thing.
Let me go piss in a jar.
There we go. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
I never-
That's what that was?
Gal. Okay, what do we think of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman?
Personally speaking, for me,
Oh,
it
my
wasn't
God.
enough for me to actually be convinced by her performance, but by the little things that we did see, she's kick-ass. She's badass. And I'm actually pretty pumped for a Wonder Woman movie. I mean, just saying. And like Peter said, it was a breath
Breath of fresh.
of fresh air. That's what it was.
When honestly, there's not enough to know how good she'll be.
Exactly.
Because she really doesn't say anything. But as far as in this movie, every time she came on,
I'm giving
I was
up on
shut the.
you.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, go on.
It was every time she came in the movie, like it made me happy because she brought
Except that
something
one
different.
scene,
Which one?
the email scene.
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh
Again,
my
see-
god! Oh my god! You're gonna get it going.
See, this is why we need to go straight to spoilers because it's
Okay,
really hard to discuss
so
this
Gal
without.
Gadot, we liked it. Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes. And we have
Uh,
mixed feelings in the movie.
Mixed
Yeah.
feelings of the movie. All right, guys. Spoiler time. Fuck the general. General.
Let's
thought
go in
about the
order
movie.
though.
All right. I cede my time to Peter for the Justice League scene.
For the Justice League
No,
scene?
not
Oh,
yet.
you want to go in order?
Yes, in
Okay,
order.
okay. Where do you want to start with?
Oh, okay.
What was the
Sorry.
The
beginning?
beginning? Okay, I'm going to say I came in with very low expectations because of all the reviews and people just straight up shitting on it. And I know people are like, oh, fuck critics. They're people too. They love movies. And of so many of them are saying it's bad,
And they're
it gives me
usually
worry.
right.
They're usually right. So I was really worried. But then once the movie started, and really like the first quarter of the movie, I was super into it. I was loving it.
I had chills in my back.
And I was like, man, what is everyone fucking saying? This is
You
awesome.
got chills and they're multiplying.
I didn't like that
Huh.
bat scene though.
Which bat scene?
The where they like rise him up.
Oh, at
That was
first I was like, this
weird.
is dumb. But
Yeah.
then they kind of explained it. Like, oh, he dreams that?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. Like, that's to me, that's not even close to a complaint. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But
I half expected to see Negan from The Walking Dead come down from the little hole that he's like, why do we fall?
you know
We
what?
pick
When he
ourselves
fell,
up. I thought
it did look exactly
very
like
Batman Begins,
Batman
you know?
Begins. But I loved it was beautifully shot when they killed his
Yes.
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, and did you catch the Zorro
Yeah.
in the back?
Yeah.
The poster? Because Batman was based off Zorro.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
it's,
saw
I caught it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. But Zack Snyder always does that. And there's a cool. Do you see Watchmen? In the
Yeah.
beginning credits.
It's been a long time though.
Yeah, in the beginning credits, you know how they're like sort of freeze frame and
Yeah.
stuff like that. One of them that shows a guy beating up someone with a gun who is gonna kill a man, a woman, and their son. And it was basically insinuating like that was Batman, but in this world he got saved.
Uh-huh.
And if that wasn't clear enough, they literally had a Batman poster in the background, because it was like the same
Really?
thing. They're in a theater, and the thing. So that
I'll
was
have to
really
rewatch
cool.
that movie.
Yeah,
I haven't
I'll show it
seen
to you
that
later.
since the year it came out.
But I really liked, like I said, Zack Snyder knows how to shoot cinematography. He knows how to make any movie look beautiful, and it was really beautiful. And then the scene when he was like driving through the city trying to save people, and then like his employer when he just starts praying as like.
Oh, that was
Dude,
crazy.
that got to me.
Oh my god.
I was
And then
like, my god.
You know, that was one of the most genuine acting moments in the whole film when he was like Jack, you know, and then
that
and then,
was
like, you
where
saw the
I
building.
felt the
That got
most
to me.
emotion,
That
the
got
most
to me.
emotion in the movie.
Right.
I was like,
And then, you know, after that, you truly did buy into his whole notion of why he has this big old
I was
beef
like,
with
this was
Superman.
a beautiful start to the movie. I was
Yeah.
like, perfect, like let's go. And then they kind of went, and I was like, So you go because you
No,
really
I
love
agree
this
with
movie.
everything that you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
And then wait,
What
what
really
was
started
after
killing
that?
momentum was at a certain point it became too much setup.
You know what?
I-
I know what started killing momentum.
Yeah.
Lois Lane.
Lois Lane.
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
hated
take the
her.
opposite. I really like Lois.
I hated
No, I
her
like
so
her.
much.
I love
But
Amy
you
Adams.
didn't need that much of her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean,
I mean,
I
it would
was-
have been nice if she would have been the device to bring a Superman to Lex Luthor at the end. That would have been a nice means to an end. But however, I think that you know the whole beginning you know moment in the desert where she's like you know journalizing.
I will say this: that entire scene in the African desert, that entire storyline, did not need to be there.
Yeah,
Because the whole thing was supposed to be.
I felt random and out of nowhere.
you could
They could
easily
they
edit
could have
that.
done
taken
it
it out.
a different way.
No, they didn't need that storyline at all. Because the whole thing was like, oh, it's Lex Luthor, but the audience already knows that. And at the end of the day, when Lois Lane finds out, it really means nothing because
You already knew.
you already knew, and Lex Luthor goes and finds her.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was inconsequential at the end of the day, that entire storyline. And it just did not need to be there at all. I think if they would have kept Lois Lane in the same sort of area as Alfred, like you don't give them their own storyline, but you show their relationship
Yeah.
with her and Superman. Like the one
Like
scene,
that, like the scene when they were
in
in
the
the
tub.
in the
Yeah.
in the tub.
I loved that scene.
That was
Yeah.
a nice thing
Because-
seeing, not only was that a nice scene, it showed the human element of a Superman. You know?
Yeah.
Amy Adams is fucking beautiful. Oh my god. I just gotta throw that out there. But,
But here's the thing: I don't know why she needed Superman's help when she could have easily had the aid of her magical animal friends. You know, especially Chip, the chipmunk little thing.
Oh my god,
coming
you're so
in,
dumb. You're so
coming in.
you really need to be goddamn your references, because I will say this. I love that scene because what they did not
I
do.
did too. I mean, when she was cleaning up the apartment, you
God-
know, I think that was amazing.
He's not letting it go. He's not letting it go.
Because Alan Menken's, music is amazing. Just to let you know, FYI. And when Patrick Dempsey comes
I'm gonna
in-
walk out of this house.
Come on, it's McDreamy.
He is dreaming. But what was I gonna say? Fuck you. But they go a long way to try and ask a lot of questions about
funny?
Superman.
This is funny to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Early in
go
the morning, I find everything funny.
they go a long way to ask a lot of questions about Superman. But what they never really do is try to humanize him. And that scene, I wish there was like so many more of those.
Yeah.
They could have cut out so many things and made so many more scenes where he's just trying to be a good boyfriend and just be a good guy to this girl he loves, and just show the contrast of this man just living his life and trying to just live it, and then
It's kind of
where they show him as a god.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like the retrospect with Spider-Man 2, and how you had
It's Spider. Yeah.
you had Peter Parker, dealing with being an average college student.
Yeah.
Putting himself through college. Trying to make money on the side. And trying to struggle financially. But then also he has this he's in love with Mary Jane, and also he has a heavy burden of protecting New York.
Yeah.
So you have those those three key concepts, but and that really humanized Spider-Man, and I would love to see that with, even though that he is alien, they're trying to show that he loves humanity and all that stuff, and what better way of doing that than showing that he is trying to be humanity itself.
No, I completely agree with you. I really do.
Yeah.
I think that's why I really liked that first quarter, because that's when they were really putting in on their best scenes. And I was like, this is great. Like, they're showing all these different things. And then it started to get really muddled. And they just started to put random scenes in here. Like, they had an idea for a scene that they loved, but they didn't know where to put it.
Yeah.
So they just kind of like, we'll put it in here.
I didn't like the dream sequences.
Yeah.
They were
so annoying. Like,
yeah, it was so pointless.
No, like there was so many parts in this movie that you couldn't tell there was a dream or reality, and then you're asking yourself, "Where the hell am I? What the fuck is happening?
Where is this place?
What is this place? Who are these people? What's going on?"
The worst one.
Noble reference.
The worst one was the Batman and his dad scene, because it just starts as a dream, and you don't know, like, wait, is he dreaming? Because they never showed him fall asleep or really show that it's a dream.
The one in the...
When they're on top of the mountain.
Oh, that!
Do you remember that?
I forgot about that, man!
It's like, that did not need to be there whatsoever. Kevin Costner. Do you not remember that?
I don't remember this.
When he saw us down on top of the mountain.
On top of the mountain.
He was like putting rocks and making like something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you remember that? And I understood what they were going for, like the story he was telling. You could have done it better, a lot better, and it was just really...
I don't like that that's how he found out things. Like, how he figured things out.
What do you mean?
Like, the whole, it's Lois, she's the key. Like, no, bitch, no. Batman is smart. He can figure things out on his own. He doesn't need...
You know what?
To have, like, dreams or whatever.
I will say this. I don't think that has anything to do with this movie. The whole with Lois is the key.
Oh, yeah, no. But I'm just saying, like, they put it so that that's how he figured it out, like, to get to her.
No,
like,
I'm saying that whole Lois is the key thing, that has nothing to do with this movie.
That's,
because in the dream sequence, which I think...
It's, like, for the Justice League, because that was the Flash, right?
They're kind of doing a little injustice thing. Because if you see in his dream sequence... when he says, like, she was my world, you took her from me, and stuff like that, and then, like, you know, because you remember the Injustice game?
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
so I'm thinking it's sort of like, because in the Injustice game, the Joker kills Lois Lane. He sets off an atom bomb in no, this is what he does.
It's another dimension, though.
Yeah, in another dimension, he makes Superman think that Lois Lane is Doomsday. So Superman takes her into the space and she dies. And it isn't like because he put some gas in him or whatever, and he realizes like, oh my god, it's Lois, and she was pregnant at the time. And connected to her heart monitor was an atom bomb, and it sets off Metropolis, and Metropolis is basically destroyed. And then his wife and his future child is killed, and that sets him off, and he just becomes evil Superman. Yeah. He's like, I am ruler of this world.
And he convinces all of the Justice League people to go on his side.
And I think they're kind of trying to do that, and I think they're trying to combine that story the same way they did with this movie, combine that story with Darkseid. And kind of put it together.
Yeah.
Because
we have a Marvel fanboy out right here, and he's like, this seems convoluted as shit.
And same with this movie, convoluted as shit. So that's why he's like, Lois is the key, like, get to Lois. And I think that's what because he also said, oh, I'm too early.
Yeah.
So he wasn't supposed to tell him at that time. That's what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But
that's not what I'm saying.
It felt, first of all, it felt...
Could we be looking too deep into this?
No.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, now that this movie isn't doing so well, they might change plans. But I think that's definitely what they were going for.
So that was... Okay, so the person who said Lois was key, that is, in fact...
That's the Flash. He went back in time. Yeah. I will say, though, that Mad Max dream sequence with Batman... That was pretty badass.
It was,
like if you just take it away,
pointless.
It was completely pointless and dumb. But if you gave me an entire Mad Max Batman movie, I would eat that up. That was pretty badass. I really like that. So, and at this point, if they just straight up do that, fuck it. Like, I'll watch it. I think that's so cool. And based on that merit alone, I'll be like...
with flame-throwing guitars and
flame-throwing guitars, I'm there.
Exactly.
But yeah, the dream...
Junkie XL did the music for Mad Max as well.
But the dream sequences were completely unnecessary.
Speaking of music,
Yeah.
wasn't Wonder Woman's theme.
I really loved Wonder
Fantastic.
Woman's
Yeah.
theme. Like... Like I said, she would... Like, when she... Well, we're going in order. So... Let's
with
get
Lex Luthor. I guess.
Lex Luthor. We pretty much said we don't like him.
You mean Jim Carrey's?
Yeah.
He was
But what
pretty
did
much
you,
the same
what
character.
did you guys think of his storyline?
My thing is, I
He's
still have no idea what his goal was.
Yeah. Well, okay.
The only thing
Okay,
that I
you
got from-
enlighten me, because...
But it doesn't really make sense because we know that like Lex Luthor, he hated Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So
But his dad was obviously not alive around the time.
yeah, and like that's what kind of confuses me because then how did he end up hating him if like Lex Luthor wasn't even there and Superman barely became Superman?
Yeah.
My thing is,
So-
like,
I think
Superman...
she's right though. I never bought the whole why is Lex caring about this at all.
Yeah.
There was no
Unless
investment
it's
in
like
that
the same
whatsoever.
story where he's like just jealous of Superman.
I mean the whole
Yeah, but it's like... Then why did you create Doomsday?
Yeah.
It's like...
the whole reason why Lex Luthor hates Superman in the original comics is because Superman is by and large bad for business, because he owns most of Metropolis, and he finds it, him a threat, because he is, doing all these, philanthropic work, he's doing all these quote unquote good things for
Yeah.
Metropolis, and then all of a sudden here comes this alien,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, he's now the face of Metropolis, and there's a kind of jealousy, kind of, business, motive kind of thing, and that's the reason why he hates Superman. But this one,
They didn't
he's
really
just
set
a-
it up that way.
he's
So
just
it's
he's just a spoiled brat.
The
with
thing is,
snot up his nose.
they bring up, like, 5 or 6 different reasons why he doesn't like him, but then they don't explore them. And some of them are, like, completely different. It's a theme. And then at the end, he's like, the bells are rung. He's coming. Which is clearly Darkseid. So it's like, wait, he was working for Darkseid?
no. It was when he was in the ship. You know how he found out all that information.
Uh-huh.
That's what that was.
But then why is he trying to kill Batman and Superman?
I don't know.
Wouldn't they be...
If he was using
If he was
business
smart, he would use them
to defend
as a tool.
Yeah.
See, that's why, like, his motivations are just... they're shot for me. I don't...
I explained this in the After Dark.
Maybe he wants to be the hero.
But he has no method of...
Because I explained in the After Dark the reason why, Superman and Lex Luthor is the perfect foil for each other, much like Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Is because Lex Luthor has the brains versus Batman. I mean, Superman who only has the brawns. Because by and large, Superman isn't smart. All right,
He's not a smart guy.
Superman is a dumbass with good intentions.
Yeah.
But he's a dumbass.
And I like that because that's his one weakness.
That he's a
Aside from
dumbass.
Kryptonite, it's that, like, he's not a genius,
Yeah.
He does what he's an
thinks
all-powerful
is right.
god, but he's not a genius, you
Yeah.
know? He's like an average level intelligence.
And that's how Lex Luthor always beats him.
Yeah.
Because he does have that. He's like, versus Batman, who's like 5 steps ahead of Joker.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor is 5 steps ahead of Superman.
And in the comics, in the old original comics, he was a genius. Because I have, like, a huge thing of Superman comics, and it has like a couple hundred of the old Superman comics, and he was like, he would have chess matches with, like, giant computers because he was so smart.
Yeah.
But I am glad that they kind of took that away from him,
Mhm.
because that's something I never liked. I like where he's just a normal, average intelligence guy, but he's trying to do the right thing, and he has all these powers and stuff like that. And so that I do like, because it also creates a perfect foil in Lex Luthor, like you said.
Yeah. So we didn't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, or we don't know what to make of him.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
It's really, to me, he's not Lex Luthor.
I
will say that.
Question that didn't work. Nothing worked. I mean, as much as we didn't like Lois being on screen, I preferred that.
I prefer.
Every time he was on screen, I felt so uncomfortable. My skin was crawling, and then hearing people being so confused about it, where it's like, oh God, I hope they just kill him off in the post-end credits scene.
I don't think they would.
It was a waste.
You know what?
It was just, does no one agree?
Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor.
Okay, stop doing that. You're not answering the question. Does no one else think this is an epic fail?
It is an epic fail. That's why I'm saying that.
Where's the outrage?
I'll say it.
That's why
I feel he needs a little bit of defending, Jesse Eisenberg, because.
Well, I guess that's.
Because if that's what he was going for, he nailed it. But I will say,
good job, Jesse. Good job.
I think they told him to be like that. I don't think he came in and he was like, "This was my idea to be like this."
At what point do we mention the direction of this movie? Are we just stalling for time?
Well, I was waiting to get to Batman.
Still?
We haven't talked about Batman yet.
So
Spoilers. Batman.
I'll go
in there. Okay. And as I said before,
take the floor, Peter.
Batman was the absolute best thing about this movie.
I agree.
And yet.
But I also.
You had to add that.
And yet, I just can't get behind this Batman. Because he kills. And to me, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, but it's a different kind of Batman.
No, it's not a different. The thing about Batman in this incarnation is that this is a much more older.
When he calls Superman son, I'm like, oh, I felt uncomfortable. It's weird.
I think that it was because it's obvious that he's been through the ringer quite a bit. I mean, not only that he's an orphan, but the fact that we see that the old Wayne Manor was burned down.
Yeah,
we saw, and we don't know what the fuck happened with that.
I think okay.
We also see he has in a glass case Jason Todd's Robin outfit, and you see the joke's on you, obviously nodding to the fact that Joker probably slaughtered Jason Todd.
Goddamn.
They're still gonna do Red Hood, but at this point, okay.
And just seeing that, just seeing all this stuff, I see a Batman who just doesn't give a fuck anymore. That's what I see.
But you see, we already have that character. It's called the Punisher.
But
that's Marvel. This is DC though.
Yeah, but that's not Batman. There's a difference between doing a different interpretation and then doing a completely different character. And I kind of feel, and I understand there have been characters where Batman goes off the deep end and does kill. In which a movie was the movie that. Not the movie, the graphic novel that inspired this movie, The Dark Knight Returns. And I'm all for those kind of stories and like a one-off. Or if you see us build to that. But if you're starting there and then you're going to create like 10, 20 movies off of that, there's nothing for me there. Because the one thing they're alluding to, and I thought they were going to do the Red Hood, how are they going to do the Red Hood now? Because the whole thing was Batman seeing him become a killer and kill things, and he was against it, and he's trying to bring Jason Todd back to the light.
Maybe
and this whole thing with the Joker.
Maybe the solo Batman films are gonna do that.
How can they now? Because Batman's a killer too. He is the Red Hood, and the thing is, even in the movies where he goes to, not the movies, the stories and the graphic novels where he goes too far, they at least, it's a central issue in those stories. And they discuss it in those stories. And it's something that they at least discuss and say, like, should he and why did he? Here, it's not even questioned or touched upon. for all the millions of questions they bring up on why this happens and what it is to be a hero and a god and this and that, the central biggest question that is always tackled, which is Batman's morality, it's just like, oh yeah, he kills now. That's it.
But
who cares?
But overall, other than that,
I loved it.
Because I get what you're saying, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, it is a big thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, a really big thing.
Very big thing.
So, I don't know.
But I guess what really just it speaks to something that it's not just Batman. It just seems like they don't give a fuck anyone about killing.
And the thing is, he's going to be mad at Superman, like, oh, you did all this destruction, and you didn't care about the people around you. You were hurting. Did you see him in that car chase?
Yeah.
You know how many buildings he plowed through? How many innocent bystanders he could have hit with the car he was towing along? It's like, you're just as bad. You just don't have his powers. So where is the difference? Where's the ideological differences?
You had to fucking go there, Alexis. Thank you.
You know, when hypocrisy is in the conversation, it's
Oh
only
my
natural
God.
to include people as such.
And it's just like, he goes like, I have to kill Superman because of who he is. You're just as bad. Like, what are you saying? You need to kill Superman.
Hypocrisy to the list of failures in this movie.
He's.
Wow.
I think Batman's a complete hypocrite.
Wow.
And it's like,
Here's the underlying question here. Would it make it up if they heavily address this in the Batman movie coming up? Would this kind of make up for it if they?
I will say, to me, yeah. And honest to God, I'm just gonna like ignore Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Like, I'll just ignore it, and I'll be like, whatever the next movie is, this is my starting off point. If they knock it out of the park for these next one, I'll just be like, all right.
And that's only if.
That's only if, though.
Speaking of further adaptations.
Yeah.
So that
Okay,
one.
I don't know why you didn't like that.
Didn't like what?
The email.
Oh, you know what? Let's get into it.
Oh, the
Go.
Justice League. Yeah.
Because I didn't like it either.
Okay.
She's having a heart attack.
In retrospect,
Flashbacks to the Pop-Tart.
If you're a DC fan and seeing all those things coming together, I can understand why it would be exciting. And first and foremost, you have no reason to feel as if you shouldn't love that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that goes without saying. Second, I think it's really in when you compare it to the fact that this entire venture was more of a Justice League setup than a Batman versus Superman movie. The evidence really piles up, and the more you look at it, or the more you think about it, the more forced it felt. Like, that entire sequence honestly could have been a post or a mid-credit scene.
To me,
It had no effect in the movie.
It feels like they stopped the movie and they're like, Justice League trailer. And the one that pissed me off so much was Aquaman, because they literally, he goes and he just stands there like, all right, everyone look at me, I'm Aquaman.
See, that would have been
And
a
then
great
stopped.
post-end credit scene.
I would have been fine if
Anything.
that would have been one of the best post credit
Right.
scenes ever. And
But
I did like the one with the Flash, how it's
my
like security footage, and it's
That
like,
was cool.
that was cool.
badass.
I like that. But then like the whole thing with
Cyborg.
Cyborg?
Oh,
I was like,
that was horrifying.
the thing is, I love the fact like there's pretty much nothing left of him. Like, I was like, because you never think of that before. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's freaking cool. Like, it's
He
just how.
seemed like Maul after he got cut in half.
But even worse, way
That's
worse.
true.
But the thing is, like,
At least he had his fucking arms,
it
man.
pulls you so out of the movie
Didn't he
because
have
it
arms?
just feels like
Yeah.
a trailer. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, what's this magical box? Who are these characters? Like, if you have no idea
yeah,
who
that's
these characters
true.
are,
That's true.
if you're walking in cold,
And it adds to the what
Yeah.
the fuck is going on.
And
Who
it
are
really
these people?
adds-
Where the hell am I?
because
Especially like with Cyborg.
What is this?
I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck?
the majority of people, I guarantee you, the one they do not know is Cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, they have this body and then this magical box, and then you're like,
Was it,
what?
so that was Miles Tyson from a
Mike
Terminator
Tyson,
2,
yes.
right? No, Miles Tyson. No, Miles Tyson.
Yeah, that
from,
was him.
From Terminator 2.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
That is cool.
He's
That is
a
cool.
cybernetic, engineer.
He's still at the same thing.
He's still doing the same thing. Damn it.
He kind of got typecast, didn't he?
He's working for Cyberdyne again.
But I think it would have been perfect if it post credits, but here it just feels so forced, and it kind of adds to rubbing me the wrong way.
Right.
How it should have been a Batman v Superman movie,
and it wasn't.
And
Why
they
haven't
just
we discussed
shoved-
that yet? It just wasn't. The fight was not satisfying. The build up to this movie, and like honestly, I was even watching like news.
Look, I see.
I
see.
I'm gonna let Alexis go next.
Alexis's
Yeah.
heart,
News reports,
little
were
by little,
teasing
getting
this,
torn
and they were
in two.
asking people who won.
Mm-hmm.
No one fucking wins.
Okay.
Batman won.
Well,
I'm
but not really.
Batman won.
Okay, you take this. You take this.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
Because I want to
Alexis,
see. I want to
take the
see what
floor.
you really feel.
Okay.
And don't be afraid.
Superman got fucking beat up and
Right.
shit.
Right.
Like,
That's true.
Okay, but
I
what do you
love the
feel?
fighting scene. I don't know.
Wait, no, we liked it too. That part was actually one of the best parts.
I
of the
will.
movie,
I will say
but-
this. The reason for them fighting was
It was
so
it was
bad.
stupid. It
I was like, I know a lot of people gave shit to the Batman vs Superman trailers. You gotta look back and you gotta commend the people who made those trailers, because
They made it seem better.
they made it seem so much better.
Yeah.
Because they made it seem like, oh, they have different ideological differences. And that's what really pits these two people against each other. That's why they're really going after
Yeah.
each other. And then, no.
I mean,
it's
it
that Lex
kind of-
Luthor was like,
kind
go
of is
kill him.
like that.
But the thing,
But the fact that Superman was actually fighting back, I thought that was so stupid.
the thing is, they didn't have to fight. All Superman had to do was like, wait, Lex
Yeah,
Luthor has
yeah.
my mom.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And
no,
there we go.
he didn't do it.
And there we go.
But the actual fighting scene,
Yes,
I thought it was great.
it was. It was.
I'm gonna say this. Have you seen the cartoon of The Dark Knight Returns?
No.
That had a much better fight scene. That's
Was
all
Superman?
I could think. Yeah, it has Batman and Superman fighting. I remember
Oh,
thinking
I think
like,
I did see it.
this cartoon is a much better fight scene, because first of all, Superman doesn't. You can tell who this director loves more in this fight scene, because Superman doesn't do squat.
Yeah.
He hits him a couple times, but the entire time, Batman is just like, you're basically
Wailing on
like,
him.
you're a little bee, like boom, 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 you know,
Well,
the whole time. And
he
it's,
got hit with kryptonite.
I know, but in that cartoon, it was very even, and you saw it was a much better
The
fight.
way that he sprayed that kryptonite, I guess, powder on him,
Mm-hmm.
it looked like freaking poison ivy from
It
Batman and
kinda-
Robin.
that was funny. It does kind of, but my biggest thing is like, he is ready to literally kill this person.
Yeah.
Which again, I have no idea
Well,
why
I
he
don't
wants to
think
kill
sees,
him.
I don't think he sees him as a human.
I have no idea.
And so-
That's not Batman though. I have no idea why he wants to kill him. Why he wants to bring him down, I get.
Because he's a
But-
threat.
To what?
You see,
They really don't explain that.
and get this. As bad as all of this seems,
Yeah.
here we go. Martha.
Okay, I thought it was, I mean, the way that they put it, it was stupid, but I like that they both kind of, like, defeated each other with their own, like, kryptonite. Because Bruce's parents is, like, his, like, it's what gets to him.
Right.
And obviously kryptonite is what gets to Superman. So I thought that was cool. The way it was done,
Presented.
it was not.
Yes, because it just made it
But
seem
I
like,
thought it was cool
your
that they
mom's
brought it
name's
up.
Martha? My mom's name is
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh my
Let's be
gosh.
friends!
Yeah.
My biggest thing is
Facebook friend, status confirmed, right?
my biggest thing in less than 5 minutes or 2 or 3. He goes from
Not
I am
even.
ready
Yeah.
Not even.
to kill this
Yeah.
person, stab him through the heart,
Right.
to oh, your mom's name is we're friends. What do you come here? I'm gonna go save her. And it's like it's like no. that's not because Batman is supposed to be intelligent. He's supposed
like-
to be one of the smartest people in the world, and he just comes off as a thug. He so easily manipulated, and he's just so dumb so many times. He just comes out. That's why, to me, he also comes off as a Punisher, because he doesn't have the intellect. He's just he comes off as just a
But
big brooding thug.
when he's actually finding out shit, that's actually pretty impressive.
It's not really. He goes to a place, and then he finds things
I
that
kind of agree with Peter. If he felt lazy,
it was. I didn't feel that much really like oh I was never like blown away like oh he's doing this. I was blown away more in The Dark Knight because I remember how he like cut out a bullet hole and then he tested the ballistics and then he's like oh okay and I'm like okay to me I'm like oh shit that's detective work. Here he's just going places.
He's just having
I stole a
dream
file.
sequences.
Yeah, and he didn't feel like a detective to me.
Nope. Oh, sorry.
but wait, it gets worse.
Oh, wait, I have another thing.
Okay.
I didn't like the fact that Lex Luthor knew who the people for the Justice League were.
Oh really?
Yeah, I thought that was
How
so
come?
random.
It didn't bother me.
If it was like I don't know, the government or something like that, I thought it would have been kind of better. But the fact that it was Lex Luthor and he knew who these people were and like
That really
all of that.
bothered me too.
Yeah.
Like, if he knew what they were, then what the fuck was he planning?
Yeah.
That's the kind of like really.
To me, I'll be honest, it didn't bother me. It was like, okay, like it would make sense. He's doing research on all these people. Maybe he doesn't know what to do with it yet, but he's getting a plan together. But then it kind of goes into like, what was his plan for anything? But as far as him having the files on them, I'm kind of
And
okay.
as far as what was his plan for anything, and thus the conversation has transitioned into Doomsday.
You take this.
I just love how you guys are taking the wheel on this, making my.
Ninja Turtle.
No, okay.
Yeah.
When he was born, did he not look exactly like an orc? You know how
Yeah.
you know how when orcs are born, when they cannot that and there's all the thing. I was like, they need to call up Peter
Once
Jackson.
he became like actual Doomsday,
They need
then
royalty
he
fees.
looked all right.
He
But goddamn, like
his face looked weird. To me. I don't know
it looked
why.
like a butt.
He, for lack of a better term, it did kind of look like a butt. Cause like it kind of did.
It kind of looked like the elephant.
Is that what
Man.
Doomsday is in the comics? Just a monster, mindless beast?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Well, I'm not a big fan of mindless beasts, so that
I
even at that
understand
point,
that.
I didn't like.
But they
Yeah.
had to make something for.
But he's
Superman.
the only
But-
thing that kills Superman,
Yeah.
which I find.
you know.
I find that bullshit that that they killed. I think that it would have been a ballsy move to have killed Superman and have Batman start up the.
Okay, never mind. I heard
Yeah,
I heard
yeah,
a doorknob.
yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been a ballsy move to kill off Superman
Yeah.
and then not see him until the Justice League film.
Oh god, that would have been.
that
so
would have
cool.
been amazing. That
Yeah.
would have been an amazing.
Just end and be
reveal.
like, yeah, he's dead.
Like he's dead, and then after that, you're watching Justice League. You see, Batman. You see Flash. You see all the other people doing their thing, and then all of a sudden, things are looking grim as fuck. And then all of a sudden, bam! Superman swoops in and saves the day, kind of shit. That would have been amazing to see in Justice League. But no, they had to fucking make him live at the end.
I was
But-
told that. Just after seeing the movie, that apparently that was Superman only died because apparently Doomsday killed Superman and didn't want to piss off any more fanboys, so that's why they had him kill Superman. But they're not really because.
I will say this. I think my biggest disappointment is that we didn't get the ultimate
Doomsday
Superman
story.
film. I think if this would have been a straight up Superman sequel, it would have been great because they keep asking all these questions about Superman. And like, what does it mean? Is he just all kinds of things? A lot of allusions to Christianity.
And then seeing him die for the sake of protecting Metropolis in front of them, like sacrificing himself in that kind of retrospect.
Oh my god!
But
And
that
then
would've been
the
nice.
fact that he stopped to go save Lewis. Oh my god!
You guys keep saying Lewis,
Whatever.
Lewis.
I want to
Lewis.
name her Lewis.
Lewis.
but my thing is, if it was a solo movie,
Mom.
he would have had.
Mama.
Shut up! Every fucking time I try to talk, you people do stupid shit.
It's his
No,
fault.
you go with it.
But it's funny.
You go. It's not funny.
Okay.
They would have had time to actually answer these philosophical questions that they're asking, and then you would have it would have made sense as far as But you know what? I'm done talking for the rest of the podcast.
It's actually funny.
It is not funny.
Mom.
I do
Mommy,
not
mommy,
understand
Mom.
how many people think it's funny.
What? I'm sorry. All right, continue, Peter. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
no more. No,
Go on.
Okay,
no.
I'll take this.
Take it.
So we weren't a big fan of the Return of the King endings.
What?
The Return of the King endings.
Because you know how in Return of the King, there was like multiple endings.
It
I just felt like the
okay.
movie was never
Yeah.
going to end.
Yeah.
We never. I don't think. Did any of us ever buy into the notion that he was actually dead?
No.
I mean, so like, what was?
If you've already confirmed you're starting on a Justice League movie, no.
Yeah, it's kind of hard and all that stuff. But it would have been.
Although we might have to eat our words if the same thing happens in Civil War to Captain America and we like it.
Right. But it's Marvel.
So no, don't even go
Oh
there.
my
Don't even
God.
go there.
The
No.
biased Marvel
Okay,
fanboy
look.
over here.
Let's. I want to get your reaction on Zack Snyder toward this movie because you defended him right up until this movie, and you still defend him.
Yeah.
But how can you defend
300
The
style
decisions,
American
the
Civil
questions they
American,
ask,
yes.
the action sequences? There's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad. That doesn't add up to anything, and the editing is choppy, and just doesn't flow well. Just saying that. Yes, Alexis.
We have not talked about all three of them fighting Doomsday.
Okay, what did you feel about that?
I loved it. It was the greatest thing ever.
See, it was
Wonder
nice
Woman?
to look at, but it was just over the top for me.
I will
I
say-
couldn't buy into any of it.
I've gotten to a
That's
point.
all it has to be. They're fucking like gods and shit.
Yeah.
This isn't Marvel whether or not. This is like DC. It
Well, you
has
know
to
what?
be that brutal.
No,
It has to
see
be
that's
that
the thing.
dark.
I don't disagree with her. I've always found DC to be. I like that they take a darker approach
Right.
because they have
Yeah.
been darker.
Yeah.
The difference between Marvel and DC is at least when Marvel fights, I care about the people who are fighting. I didn't care about Superman.
Except when
The
they're
eyes
villains.
say it all.
Yeah, except for the
giving-
villain.
She's
I didn't-
she's literally giving you the cold shoulder.
I know. I didn't care about Superman because you got no character
didn't
development
care
with him.
because, look,
Wonder
that's
Woman,
the biggest deal.
I
It
don't
didn't-
care about.
There was no emotional investment because the first 2.5 hours didn't build up towards that.
You got nothing of Wonder Woman, so she was cool. I admit
They were
that she was
trying
so
to build up to
awesome.
it, but it didn't
That
work
lasso.
for me.
The lasso of truth.
Oh my
that
god!
was fucking bad.
Me and
'cause
Susan were like, "Does she have it?"
lasso?
And I was like, "Nah, I don't think so." And then she used it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah, she has a lasso of truth, where it's her lasso.
Yeah,
and
but really, is that big of a
And
deal?
it, and
it's-
it's,
Yes!
I'll admit, when I saw it, I was like, "That's
and
cool.
it's supposed to
It was
to
cool, but it's
Yeah.
like, okay.
and it's supposed to harness supernatural beings.
Right.
And just see.
It's like Superman having his powers, Batman having all of his little gadgets.
Right.
And then
Okay.
it's
Okay.
Wonder Woman and her lasso of truth and all that.
For me though, as far as these comic book movies go, I'm at a point where action just doesn't suffice.
That's true.
You have to make me care about the people in these movies, because at this point we've seen it all. Just showing them fight is, unless it's like a straight up action movie like John Wick. But this
Or Transformers.
no, don't
But
even
the
go
whole
there.
premise-
But this whole movie relied
look at
on
John Wick. The whole premise of the movie is Keanu Reeves killing people because somebody
that's
killed
what I'm
his
saying.
dog.
It's supposed to be just action and fun. But this
The next
is a
one,
movie
someone
that's
kills his
trying to
dog.
say like, oh, we're trying to make you think. We're trying to make you care
Right.
about these characters and what does it mean and all this and that. And they failed in that.
That's why
So
it's
when
a
it comes to the
disappointment.
fight scene, I don't care.
There was no.
Don't care about
It
Superman.
had the golden opportunity to have a lot of depth.
I am actually on Alexis's
Okay.
panel because
That's good.
first off, Wonder Woman was fucking amazing.
No,
you know,
I'm with you on that. She was awesome.
I
we all
love
agree on that.
Yeah.
I love seeing her use the shield. I love seeing that. The fact that she was enjoying fighting Doomsday.
We all agree on that.
Yeah,
That
we
The
was-
all
fact
agree
that
on
she
that.
was kicking ass
Yeah,
and the other
that's
two
true.
Yeah.
weren't.
But-
I love and the fact that Batman, he was like trying to
Yeah.
do
We
like,
all agree on that.
and then the
That
fact
was
that
good.
because
That was good.
he's powerless
Yeah.
and shit and all that stuff. It's
When they
kinda like,
carry him and she's like, "I got this." When they
Yeah.
carry Superman at the end.
Look, I think that was nice. It was good.
None of us are disagreeing with any of
It's
that.
just
That
the
was all
emotional
good.
disconnect that was there.
But you
But I
have to
did
make me
find
care.
what I did find bullshit was when Superman did die, they had the whole Jesus metaphor again. Because remember,
I didn't mind that.
Because remember when in one of the Stations of the Cross.
Yeah.
You know, according to Catholic culture,
yeah.
you have them taking Jesus down from the cross.
Yeah,
you know,
Mary's.
And then remember at the end,
Yeah.
you had them literally taking him down the same way they took Jesus down from.
I thought they were actually gonna
crucifix.
they're gonna bring back his mom to really make it extra like
Yeah,
it.
extra.
But the thing is, they don't earn their Christian illusions because Superman is really just a whiny kid throughout the entire thing, and he does kill. Like, the big question is like, oh, is he a killer? Yeah, they answer that when he goes to Africa and he straight up murders that dude through a freaking wall and everything. And it's like, why are you? It's not really a question. Yeah, he kills people. It's pretty much been answered. And also, I didn't get why they were mad at him about that. Was it because
they thought he did all of the shooting?
Okay, do they think Superman uses a gun?
I don't know.
You see, this is the problem. They don't explain shit.
Like, honest to God, do they think Superman uses a gun? Because obviously the bodies are there. You can examine them. They were killed by bullets. Well, some of them were. The other ones were killed by Superman. But yeah. So why is that his fault?
I think this movie could have been easily. I think that part could easily be edited out, and you won't miss anything.
Nothing. Yeah. But I will say, because I've been super negative, but a scene I did like was that hearing, the Senate hearing with the jar of piss.
Yeah,
that was a really cool scene.
That was terrifying too.
And
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
Oh, you didn't get
it?
it?
When the jar came up, I was like, what? What?
She was scared shitless.
Yeah, she was.
Because that's one of the things where I'm like, oh my god, it would have been a straight up Superman movie where it's Lex Luthor the entire time, and this Senate hearing was part of it, and all of that, and then at the end is when he fights.
And if everything was
Doomsday,
and
it would have been
everything was a setup.
Yes,
that Lex
I would have been like,
plan.
oh, this would have been the most perfect Superman movie. But it, like I said, there's so many great scenes by themselves.
Yeah.
But then that's one where I was like, oh, that was such a cool scene.
I think they just...
So, like, episode 3 of Star Wars.
Yeah, a little bit.
They essentially did, like... Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
It's early. It's early.
Oh, shit. I forgot what I was going to say.
I happened last night, too. I couldn't remember what I was going to say. It happens.
They were making a Superman movie. Then they decided to make a Batman v Superman movie, and that's what happened.
And then they decided to put a Justice League movie.
And I will say, and this is Zack Snyder's fault because I'm a big defender of Zack Snyder, but this is his thing. You can tell he doesn't like Superman. He should not have been given a Superman movie, because you can tell he loves Batman. His love is with Batman. In that fight really shows it, but also all the character and everything is really on Batman's side, and Superman, it's really just like, is he a god? What is he? But then no real character stuff with him. So you can definitely tell he's kind of like, yeah, Superman,
I don't know.
Batman.
I just like, how do you drop the ball like that? The editing of this movie was very choppy. It felt.
But so is the plot. So,
but. I'm gonna agree with Alexis here. Alexis Moreno. I agree with you. It does need to be a darker tone DC because,
of course, it does.
All in all, the comics and everything, I always felt them to be darker than Marvel. And also, I like the fact that they are gods.
Yes.
Because in Marvel, they're not. They have they're heroes, but they're not gods. And people always ask who would win in a fight between Avengers and Justice League.
I mean, yeah,
Justice League in a second. They are, and I like that they're playing up that, but they don't do anything with it.
Yeah,
that's my thing. So,
is anyone else feel
like I love the symbolism of the angels and demons kind of thing.
But they can't just do it and then don't discuss it. They bring up questions and illusions, and then they don't discuss it.
I mean, theoretically, they're really good ideas. They're really good ideas, but it's just
that's all they are.
And all that stuff. But going back to the action scene,
okay,
though. Dude, fucking, Superman going to and from, and freaking Batman, being Batman. You know, I loved how Batman is kind of the Hawkeye of the group.
He kind of was. He was like, "What am I supposed to do?"
Remember
well,
when?
I guess I have to go walking.
Like, remember when? Exactly. Remember when Doomsday was charging at Batman as soon as his Batmobile crashed? He was like, "Oh shit!" That was funny.
That was funny.
He was like,
What?
"Oh shit!" You saw like the eyeliner, just widen like that, and then he's like.
And talking about great action scenes, when he saved Martha,
Yes, that was amazing.
that was and even I have always wanted.
That he didn't actually kill people in the movie
Okay.
because of that scene.
Let me just straight up at the end, he literally shoots a gun at a guy and sets him on fire. So he did kill him. But
it was a last resort thing, though.
Batman, see, that's the thing. There's no last resorts with Batman.
Yeah.
It's a line, you don't cross it.
Yeah.
But what I always liked about Batman is he always pushed that. He pushed right up to the edge of that line. And there's so many.
A friend of your son's.
I
could
Yeah.
tell.
He's like, I get the cape. I loved that.
That's so cute.
And that was needed a couple more times in this movie.
More
I
humor?
didn't need jokes. I don't need jokes,
getting
but
that
just to break the
flinch.
level, just to break.
Kind of like
break it.
Empire Strikes Back. It is dark, but it has clever jokes written
I would
throughout.
say the Dark Knight though. That's a very dark film, but every once in a while, like little like not
the
really
joke,
jokes, but
with the Joker, even though he was sadistic as fuck, you would still he's like, oh, the good cop, bad cop routine. He's like,
I think that's why I loved Alfred so much.
yeah,
He
because he was
perfect.
sarcastic
He
as
was
shit.
like,
you
yeah.
know? He
Maybe
was,
you'll find a woman.
he's like, keep on dreaming, Alfred. Keep on dreaming.
But like what you were saying, I do kind of agree with you. I love the way he pushed the line. Like he'll shoot his batarang through someone's arm. You know, he'll punch someone into the floor, and he'll like break your arm.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I thought he was gonna pull a Bane with Superman.
But the thing is though, he keeps. But then he'll also he'll use someone else's gun to shoot other people.
Yeah, he usually takes them.
And then that would take me out of it. It's like because I liked it when oh he's pushing the line and oh he crossed it.
Yeah.
And
What do
then
we
that would
think
bring me back.
What do we
So
think
it's
of the costumes?
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
costumes. I just wish they had more color. No, the costumes themselves do have color. It's the decision. It's Zack Snyder. He makes it more darker.
I love how Wonder Woman has the traditionalistic look to him, but it has kind of a steampunk feel to it.
Yeah, it does.
Steampunk?
Yeah.
I
I love
steampunk.
I love that kind of thing. It's like very copper, very
Batman's costume perfect. Superman's perfect. Just let him have. Just let them brighten up the screen a little bit so you can see the color more. And the same with Wonder Woman. I loved it. Just let them. Let's be able to tell the difference between blue and yellow.
yeah.
That's my
I
thing.
thought that when the chick went to go get the staff or the spear or whatever, I thought Aquaman was gonna pop up.
I kind of did too. I was like, what
oh
is
man,
he gonna be like?
Oh man, here you go.
What if he's
Here
just
you
like,
go.
I know what is that? And then he just swims away.
Later.
Actually, thinking about that, I think that would have been hilarious. But yeah, what was her thing? Like, she went, she got the staff. All right, I'm gonna throw it in the pool.
She's like, I'm gonna go hide it. Oh shit, I need it.
Oh shit, I need it. I was like, God damn it, Lewis,
Lois.
why are you doing this? And really, her whole thing was just being saved the whole time, and that's because I like Lois Lane because she is the epitome of that
Damsel in distress kind of thing.
No, she's the opposite. She's like, I do me, yeah, Superman saves me, but I can whatever,
But going back to the 30s, she was a damsel.
she was, but even then she was very sassy. She's she really ran after things and stuff that.
And then we have Diana Prince, who was a completely different story.
I kind of laughed when Lois Lane, after Superman died and Lois Lane was running back and she sees Wonder Woman, she kind of gave a face What the fuck is this bitch? You know? I was like, I kind of laughed like, ooh. But I'm kind of hoping for a Batman and Diana.
Oh yeah.
Romance.
Relationship.
Yeah.
That dude,
I ship that
dude,
hard. I ship that hard.
Dude, the sexual tension when they were talking to each other when he was talking about that sword
Yeah.
thing, which that's an obvious metaphor for something else.
Oh,
But-
I didn't get that, but
But anyway, it was the sexual tension was so high in that I freaking.
but again with the fight scene, it was just I didn't feel it. Just because it's fun. Like this is sad that I'm gonna say it. I'll liken it to a Transformers movie, and that it's really pretty and it's cool, all this action, but my heart isn't in there.
I wouldn't say Transformers is a pretty film.
I would say
It's like
its graphics are on the
the-
same level as this film.
The cinematography, at least with this film, there was some art put into the shots.
I'm not talking about the entire film. I'm talking about that fight scene specifically.
I thought you were talking about it as a whole.
Not as a whole. I'm telling you, that's film like that portion specifically. I look at it the same way I look at the fight scenes for Transformers. Yeah, it's beautiful and it looks cool and there's some cool stuff, but my heart ain't there. Like I barely knows
You
Wonder
wanna
Woman.
know
She's
what
cool.
love is?
I think they just did it like, oh, these people know these characters. These are like the most iconic characters, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's why they didn't really...
But you still need to make me care about these. Because, no, first of all, these aren't the characters we know. That isn't the Superman I know.
Oh my god.
That isn't
Here
the
we
Batman
go
I know.
again.
That is the Wonder Woman I know. But as far as Batman and Superman, you're taking completely different just chances with these characters. And you're putting them in a completely different... You're playing them in a completely different way. So you gotta make me buy that.
I should make a super cut of this podcast.
Of me just bitching?
Of them talking about character flaws.
Because that's the most important thing. That's why you care about these movies is the characters. I don't like Superman. I don't like superhero movies because they run around in tights and cool explosions. No, I like them because I care about the characters, and I love the idea of heroes and what they mean and why we need them, and what kind of people go out and save other people, and that's why I care about them. And here, I just don't care about these characters.
Yeah.
That's why. That's me.
You have been quiet. I'm surprised.
Well, you shut me up, so I mean I should stay quiet, right? Who can guess what the critics' score is right now for this movie? I have it
35?
38.
30.
Because you're seeing it.
Yeah.
It's 30.
It lowered?
It went down to 30.
I will
It
say this though.
lowered.
I think critics are kind of a little too hard on it.
A little bit. I mean, they're right. for the
They're
most part,
right.
But they're
Uh-huh.
using very vivid language.
Yeah.
They don't deserve this. 74% for user score right now, which is on the low side for audience reaction. Do you think it'll stay in the mid 70s or it'll go below in the 60s?
I kind of hope it stays in the 70s because I didn't completely hate this film. And
I don't think any of us did.
Yeah.
By and large, the thing that we could take from this film is that it was entertaining as shit.
Yeah,
course, yeah.
and I do like that. You know what? We're discussing it a lot. Like there's stuff to really love and stuff to really not. And also, I still have mad love for DC and their future movies.
Speaking of future movies, are we excited for the future DC properties?
Yes.
I'm excited for two
Are
movies. I'm excited for Wonder Woman and I'm excited for Suicide Squad. I'm still iffy on Justice League. I don't care about seeing an Aquaman movie. I don't care about seeing a Cyborg movie. At this point,
He's bad. Wait till you get to me.
you ruined a standalone Superman movie for me. At this point, you can't because he already died. There's nowhere you can go from that. There's no tension in the next Superman movie. So you blew your load on that. Ha ha ha. Yes, I know. What else?
I
what
wasn't
else?
picking up an innuendo vibe, but oh
Yeah.
well. Ah ha ha.
What else? The Flash. From what I get, I can watch the TV show. After this, I think the TV show might be better than what they got going movie-wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What,
might,
what, Alexis? What?
depending on Suicide Squad, I might get excited for a Batman film. But like I said, because he's such a killer, it kind of turns me off, and it kind of makes me wonder, where can you really go with the Batman film? I'm interested, but I'm not excited. So
I want to
to
say that based everything that I've seen off of the trailers for Suicide Squad, I'm genuinely excited for that one.
Yeah.
And I think we all think it's going to be really fun and a really unique movie.
I can't wait to show you my toy.
And like I said, I am looking more forward to Wonder Woman.
Exactly, and that as well. But I think ultimately for me, I was excited at the prospect that the DC Cinematic Universe was actually happening, and that they had, I guess they set up an entire organization for that. Like they have Kevin Tsujihara, who's in charge of this universe, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I honestly am starting to question, especially Justice League, considering that Zack Snyder, like for me, I would get rid of Zack Snyder right now. I have no reason to have him back anywhere. I don't want him anywhere near.
Is that why on the After Dark you said what's Joss Whedon doing these days?
Exactly.
Not working on Marvel.
Not that I'm saying that Joss Whedon is the heir and he should direct everything. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
But he does. But what he does.
do you really want to have another three strikes you're out?
But what he does do really well is an ensemble story.
What he does well does not come anywhere close to what he does wrong. That's the problem in both of the movies that we've seen already.
Okay, I will say this. I feel like Justice League is going to be a special effects extravaganza, explosions,
So the same thing
so
we
beautiful.
just saw.
Different, less story, way less story. It's mostly going to be about the action and the fight, and think of it liken it to an Avengers movie.
Right.
Really,
Because
no
the-
story, but it's
Because
about
the first
them.
Avengers, I mean, the
coming
only
together.
plot they had was get the Tesseract, save the town, and Mr. Krabs.
The reason why
You know?
I love the Avengers, it's about the characters, not really the story. So yeah, and I think they might do that with Justice League. It's not really about the story; it's just coming together and thing.
Because I know it's gonna be dark as shit, and those are my favorite
It
characters.
just troubles me because
Is
whoever
it
signed
being
off
dark
on this
really
movie
a
didn't
plus?
obviously.
Yeah.
They thought it would be a hit. Did they actually think this movie would go well over people?
Because-
there's so many things that they do wrong.
I want to get to that because Man of Steel was dark.
They
and
didn't
Batman
think
v
it would
Superman
be
was
a
dark,
hit, but
and it didn't
would
do
be,
anything.
But
It
I'm
didn't help.
saying
It's kinda
for,
like
like
Philly-
This needed to be
This-
like a
monumental
different thing from
hit.
Marvel.
But the thing
like
about this
the
film, though,
Avengers and stuff.
And
Exactly.
they've done that
This
for the
is a
last two
quota-
movies.
This is a quota film. You know, it's like all the cops
They
out
didn't
there.
deliver
They're
on
trying
the
to fill
movie
a
they
quota.
promised. That's a big fail of this movie. Nothing that I've seen so far gives me any hope to expect anything different from the Justice League movies when you have the same director and the same people who approved these two films
Is it gonna be
that
the
are
same director?
deeply flawed.
Yeah, it's Zack Snyder. But I guess the thing is,
I mean,
Phase.
look,
The phase.
the biggest draw of having all these heroes come together is the big explosion extravaganza and all this. But this is where I'm gonna agree with you. We got that in Man of Steel, and we got that in Batman vs Superman,
right.
and it still wasn't.
I agree
good.
with you that it's too late to cancel, but I don't care. If I were in charge, I would get rid of him and start from scratch. That's what I would do because this is just too big to fail.
But I'm telling you,
cannot have a third big colossal fail.
It comes down to the script you give him.
Well, that's true. But they
If
had
you-
Chris Terrio, who wrote Argo, the Academy Award-winning movie, and then what happened here? Who's to blame, really, honestly?
I
think everyone.
I think
heard
Go
if you-
fuck yourself.
If you give him a great script, he'll make a great movie. If you give him a bad script, he'll make a bad movie. If you give him
But
a
here-
script that's all over the place, he's gonna make a movie
But
that's
here's
all
the
over the
thing,
they
place.
though, guys.
hired the right people.
Guys.
So what happened?
Guys, it's time for a little wake-up call.
Okay.
No matter how shitty these films are going to be, guess what, guys?
Wait, no, I'm gonna debunk that right now. If they
They're
continue
still-
to be shitty,
Wait.
they're gonna make money, but it's gonna be
That's the whole point.
law
though.
diminishing returns. That's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. If at some point all of these are disappointing, they're gonna make less and less money. Why do you think Marvel is so successful with their movies are consistent. Their movies are crowd pleasing, and that's why everybody walks into a Marvel movie already know what to expect and they like it, right? With DC so far, look, we have to commend them. This was a truly ambitious movie, but they didn't deliver on the movie they promised. That's a big issue. Not even discussing all of the other big problems in this movie.
Technically, they didn't promise a fight. They promised a court case. Because it's Batman v Superman, not versus.
One. Wow. Really? See, if the
so
whole,
they did
if
deliver.
The whole movie
Ha
man, that would have been better.
That actually would have been funny.
Yeah.
Or the court.
Oh, right. It's like Batman being Superman. I'm Batman. So help you God. I do.
Batman's the prosecution.
Where were you on the night? I was in Gotham.
So look, I get if you're a DC fan and you like this, please go ahead and like it, but I don't see...
There should be John Travolta as the district attorney.
Why don't?
Why?
Oh, you guys don't... Okay, you guys don't watch People vs. OJ. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
We have Matt Murdock or Foggy. They're pretty
Foggy.
good. Foggy's really
Foggy.
good. Man, season 2, right?
Yeah. We should just
Okay, so-
spoil season 2 for
anyways.
him, because screw him for not watching it.
I
Anyways,
mean, you didn't even watch the first season. So, I mean...
I am excited for the further movies.
All of
I've
them?
been waiting. Yes.
Okay.
I want to see Aquaman. Jason Momoa was the best decision.
All he did was stand
The
there and...
Flash.
The Flash, I don't know. Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad have the most...
The Flash. I'm iffy on who they chose.
Really?
I liked how it looked in the movie right now. I'm iffy on who they chose because I don't know if it's just because I love the show so much and I love.
I think it's...
Yeah,
but still, like it's weird to see the guy who they chose to be the Flash, but I could also see why.
He definitely looks a lot different.
Yeah.
Looks like you.
Didn't
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Didn't Kevin Smith direct a couple of episodes?
He
of
directed
Yeah.
the last episode
And-
of the season.
And I've seen a little bit of the Flash, and it is pretty good.
I love the Flash.
It's pretty good.
It's like it's my
It's
Was
not
it Mark
it's not the
Didn't
greatest,
Mark Hamill
but
play the
it's pretty
trickster?
darn good.
That's pretty good.
What
It-
else?
honestly,
Suicide
I've been
Squad?
holding off on really delving into the DC TV universe.
You have to.
Because for me, it's like I feel like I'm gonna waste time watching this, and then there's the movie version. But after this movie, I'm all in on the TV because I feel like that's where my DC love is gonna come from. Yeah.
Anyways, Suicide Squad. I'm obviously excited for it. What else is there? Cyborg. I'm excited.
How much of the
for
Joker
Cyborg.
are we supposed to see in Suicide Squad? Is he going to play...
I think a good amount.
Okay.
Good
I
amount.
do think they're basing it off of the movie that I said earlier.
He's been shown in a
So-
lot of
I've seen that movie too.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
That is a good movie, and
Yeah.
honestly, if they did a straight up adaptation of that,
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like that was a good movie. I would say I love the DC cartoon movies they have.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Oh yeah.
And
Did you see that they put him on Netflix?
did they?
The Batman movies.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna watch them because those are good.
What Batman movie?
The cartoon movies they have for him.
Oh,
Like the more recent ones.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're
They're
pretty
really
good.
good.
Like-
It's like it has a lot of
Like
kid.
Gotham Year One or...
No,
And
no.
and I like those because they are dark, but they're not like they're still colorful. They're still able to feel like superheroes and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's still a serious dark tone.
When you mention animated movies, I'm like, yes, I'm going to watch Mask of the Phantasm.
No, it's like the more recent ones, but they're really, really good. And then
They're fun,
I'm excited
they're
for the Shazam movie. If they get The
Oh yeah,
Rock to
that's
play
right.
Black
I
Adam, fuck
completely
yeah.
forgot about Shazam.
I'm excited for that movie too.
And The Rock's coming into this. But the thing is, they've already established, or they've doubled down in this movie. It's dark. How the hell are they gonna do Shazam?
I know it's weird.
Because
But I don't care.
Shazam
Because Shazam is campy as shit.
campy. That is the definition of campy Shazam, and especially with The Rock, I'm like, I have no clue. But
Hercules.
I don't know.
I'm excited for them.
I'm excited in as much as how their take is gonna be, Because now that you said that, I'm really interested to see what that movie's going to turn out to
Well,
be.
I mean, I'm looking forward to him, but I'm not really caring as much anymore.
Yeah,
That's just my thing.
that's me too. I'm not excited.
Squad,
I'm
don't
not excited.
fail us now.
I am
Oh,
excited
man, if
for
that-
Suicide
okay,
Squad.
Can we just say what happens if that movie fails?
I'm done. I'm officially out. Honestly.
I mean that.
But from everything I've seen,
I don't
I
think-
don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be
No.
great. Not good,
Knock
great.
on wood.
Alright,
Knock on
Kyle,
wood.
should we talk about box office?
Box office. Well, let's get back into what's happening. Hot stuff. Well, it has.
No.
It is $27.7 million in the box office
Thursday
already.
opening, which was
Is that
impressive.
domestic or is that
Domestic,
worldwide?
yeah.
That is
domestic.
very impressive to me.
That is very impressive, especially if it's domestic. You know.
I mean, it beat Age of Ultron, and I think we all consider Age of Ultron the better of the film, the better film, I guess you could say.
Of what?
Batman v Superman, or
I know a lot of people don't like it, and it suffers from some of the same problems where they're stuffing things
similar
in.
problems, correct?
But I don't feel they're
Like the-
nearly
like-
as bad. in
like
Age
the
of
Thor
Ultron.
Ragnarok shit
Yeah.
that they put in there.
But I kind of feel they're not nearly as bad. But I do feel I know a lot of people who have a lot of problems, and I don't argue with them.
Right.
But for me personally, I still like it, and I still really enjoy it.
But compared to Batman v Superman,
To me, I like it more,
right,
much more,
right.
just because they at least get the characters right.
So yeah, 27.7 million.
Yeah.
Uh,
In the UK premiere of Batman v Superman was canceled due to the Brussels incident.
that's gonna affect something, you think? Is it or not really?
No, I
Like
think
the official premiere.
the official
Oh,
premiere.
okay.
So I think they're gonna reschedule it for later.
So I said that Thursday night's numbers would set the stage for the weekend. Now that we have seen that it's 27.7 million, and considering that Age of Ultron did 27.6 million, and Age of Ultron, what? It was 193 opening weekend?
Bill's about there.
So, I think, are we still looking at between 190 and 200 million opening?
I
for
think
Batman
I
v
think it
Superman?
could crack 200.
Right.
It's definitely
on
gonna
track.
do better. It might even do better than the first
You know what's
Avengers.
key is to see how it does today and tomorrow.
It's gonna make so much money this weekend, but
I
next
wonder,
weekend,
though, yeah, that's the thing. Next weekend is going to be key, but I wonder how much of a factor Zootopia will play in this, because it's been number 1 3 weeks in a row, and it's been like it's been a barn burner.
It's a great-
honestly, this movie.
and also
barns,
Yes.
animals.
this movie doesn't really have a lot for kids.
That's the thing, right?
And these
But yeah, a
characters,
shit ton of kids were there though.
these characters are
of the
supposed to
parents.
be
Right.
for kids, you know,
It's not.
and
It's just not.
it's there's not a lot there for them.
I think at this
so.
point, Zootopia would be considered a surprise hit, and I think it's already more successful than Frozen.
Yeah.
It feels that way, right? Financially already.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know if
It had a bigger opening weekend than Frozen.
overall
Yeah,
though.
it did,
Overall
Zootopia.
though, I don't know if it'll make more money,
That's true. Yeah, cause
but
that
it
movie-
definitely had a bigger.
Because it's
Right
like
out the gate.
the highest grossing animated
But
film of all time.
I've been noticing.
It'll go the way of Star
I've been
Wars.
noticing, look, the merchandise that Disney has been pumping up for Zootopia has been like this ever since the reviews.
Oh heck yeah!
So like they're not wasting time. As
Disney
always does.
loves printing money. That's their thing.
It's like
Money,
freaking
money, 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 money,
Wyoming.
money, money.
I wonder if they had the option to buy the Minions. Can you just imagine what they would do with that shit?
Fuck that.
Not
I
make
know,
another
yeah.
one.
Keep the minions away from Disney. Fuck that.
But if
shit.
they had the golden opportunity to buy them, do you think they would like help themselves to just like take the? I mean, no, I'm kidding, of course. I wouldn't want the Minions in the Disney thing. But yeah, I think for box office weekend, keep your eyes on Zootopia and see how much. I think it's still gonna have a strong weekend. Especially, what's even key is, does anything major come out next weekend that we know of?
When's
the Jungle Book?
Hardcore Harry coming out?
Ew.
I can't wait for April 15th.
April.
What's April 15th?
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do we feel that?
It'll have
The
legs.
bees are buzzing
Look,
in the
I feel that
tree.
Batman v Superman will-
Just for me.
Is there a risk that it doesn't become number 1 next week at the box office?
No,
I think it'll be, but it won't be as high as it was.
you'll see a
expected.
huge drop.
Right. But Zootopia is still going to stay strong. That's what I'm
Yeah, I would say so. Because like I said, there's not much for kids there. So.
Right.
Like if I was a parent, I'd be like,
You remember
with a young kid.
Inside Out was really strong compared to Jurassic World. Like it stayed there all the way through.
Yeah.
And that movie was.
Would you consider it a failure if it doesn't make $1 billion?
Domestically? Or international?
Overall.
What? Batman v Superman?
Overall, it probably would be. Because this is like the two biggest comic book characters ever, and for it not to make $1 billion, that would be a
What
failure.
did Star Wars make $1 billion just here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm talking like just here.
Right.
Would you consider?
I think it did, right? Did it make $1 billion this year? Yeah, it did, because it's not.
I
the
think
number one domestic
it's gonna
movie.
end up doing pretty good, just because
No,
people are gonna want to see.
Yeah.
But would it be as good if this movie was amazing, though? That's
Because I know Man of Steel made a lot of
yeah.
money, but
Yeah.
they were kind of. WB
and
was
Man
kind of
Steel
iffy.
Got better reviews. That's the thing. It got 49,
Yeah.
48. Now this one's down at 30 for the critic score.
I think wasn't critic score like 50 something.
Man of Steel was like I'll check right now. I have the app right now. But go ahead and continue as you were. But yeah.
But yeah, that's the box office numbers.
Kyle, what do you think? You haven't really said what do you think the numbers are gonna be?
Yeah.
I think it's definitely going to surpass the 900 million mark.
Domestic wise?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't.
Wow.
But I don't know about the international, marks, because I don't know how people overseas view the DC properties. But domestically, I think that it'll easily reach 900 million.
Just to follow up with Peter, 56% critic score for
Yeah.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And 76% for audience-wise, so it's kind of on an even playing field.
Hey,
That would be
I'll say
Superman.
this movie made me really appreciate Man of Steel.
In a good or a bad way, that's kind of the question. Yeah. But someone, I think it was either you or Kyle that pointed this out last night. This would be a really interesting movie to do a commentary to.
Oh,
Yeah, dude,
that would be fun.
I was making a bunch of references.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Like when Thomas Wayne was talking to Martha Wayne, she was like, Martha, and then I was like, Rosebud.
That was funny. I was like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah, or when Batman was talking about and our children's children and our children's children.
No, me and him back and forth the entire movie. We were just making comments.
Right.
That was the same.
How was Julio? What did he react to the movie?
He said he liked it better than he thought, and he gave it a 6 out of 10.
Well, that's generous.
I actually, for a while in the beginning, I thought Julio was gonna walk away loving it, but then more went on. I was like, yeah, okay, I get it.
I still can't believe he skipped out on Deadpool.
I know.
That bastard.
What the fuck, Julio? Why
Like
did you
that's
skip that on
that's his
Deadpool?
movie right there.
When that movie comes out on DVD, we gotta have a commentary on that. That movie was just all of us.
I think that movie moves a mile a minute. What are you gonna comment on it? It's commenting on itself.
Well, oh yeah.
You wait.
What?
Anyway, so I think we talked enough about Batman v Superman. What do you guys think? I think Peter talked a lot about Batman v Superman. I think that it could be worse. It could be directed by Joel Schumacher, but that's just me. So without further ado, to conclude this broadcasting, I am Kyle Lira.
Alexis.
I'm Alexis the Great.
Peter.
I usually get the reaction a lot, by the way.
And this is
I'm very popular.
This is Red Spotlight Entertainment, episode number 22, Holy Rusted Metal Batman. We'll catch you later in Red Spotlight number 23.